Recorded this computer. Recording in progress. All right. So thank you everybody for hopping on. Welcome. We have a couple of new faces as well, which should be cool. But like I said, we knew there's a lot of people that are out and about on the road working right now. So I thought it'd be more productive to just go ahead and do a Zoom, quick team meeting by Zoom. What I want to do is what we typically do is go around the horn real quick for those that are visiting. Go ahead and introduce yourself. For those of you that are here, this is what I want to hear today. I know there's a lot of great victories going on. I would like to hear one of your victories if you got one. And then I also want you to just go ahead and put out there, if you have anything for the team. If you don't have anything for the team, let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm sitting over here drinking a soda. It's eating me up. And we'll go from there. So let's run around the horn real quick. Oh, it looks like Marcus is hopping on too. I think he's somewhere back east doing motorcycle stuff. So Henry, I know you're out there training with the Marines. What's up, Henry? What you got? Henry, there? Okay, if you all don't know, he's out training with the Marines. He's on the range, so he may not be able to hop on. So let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Adam, what you got for the team? Got any victories? Anything for the team?
Guys, yeah, so Vanessa property out in Ramona, just under 800,000. So pretty pumped on that. And looks like my listing, Kim is listing over on Strawberry Tree, and our buy side over in Winchester is the group. That's exciting. Want to pass as well. I've been working with FirePoint to kind of figure out what's going on. We have two stuff with the leads that have been coming through. So we're going to pause on things so we can kind of regroup and attack in a better way here in the near future. Also, if you do get any, as you're going through those leads, if you find that they're bad leads, don't bother if it's, basically bad email, bad phone number. Just go and let's just keep moving through that quickly and try and do our best to really maximize our time on there and try and get as many opportunities out there as possible, because there is a lot of leads in there. So let's just really try and focus on hitting up the leads that we already do have. There was a ton that were coming in and haven't really been hit yet. So just hammer those, and keep you posted as far as we make adjustments and what you guys can expect moving forward. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. So I know he came in a little bit broken and robotic. Just want to reemphasize, if a lead is coming in and it's jerk me real estate or whatever, right? And it's from the phone number of 555-555-555. And, the guy is saying he's a jerk, and we're jerks with real estate, and he's given a bad phone number, and his email address is go screw yourself, real estate agent. Look, that's garbage. Just trash it. Just trash it. That's kind of a no-brainer. We're not going to reach out to them. I've been going through about 100 leads a day, just trying to clean up stuff. Need your all's help. So very good. Let's go on next. Austin, victories and also anything for the team.
So victories, my guy, I have a lead who's selling his house right now, and he's super pumped. I guess he wasn't informed about favoriting his properties that he likes, and so I informed him about that, and so he's been favoriting things all up and down, left and right. So it's super exciting because he now knows that he can favorite things and he can come back to those later. So he's going to fly out here probably next weekend, and we're going to go see all those houses he favorited. So that was super exciting. I was happy to help him with that. And then I had another lead who there were no properties when I picked her up that she was looking for. And then I expanded her search like Kris told me to, and she's been more interactive. She's on every day, just checking things out like that. So that's been super helpful as well. So that's really all I have.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Austin. Congratulations on that. Get it pushing with that guy. And yeah, I can't express enough. Multiple means of communication. Getting that search and then educating these people on how to work with you. And I think I mentioned this before. When you communicate with somebody, you talk to somebody, say, hey, I'm going to do you a favor. As you're going through and I'm sending all this information, go in there and like the stuff so we can start really whittling down and seeing what you really want as opposed to what you think you want. It's going to save you a ton of time. So thank you very much for that, Austin. We appreciate it. Marcus, what's up, man? How you doing out there? Marcus, you got to unmute yourself, bud.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm doing well. I went over to my listing that I had and picked up my signs. We closed on that on Friday. So I'm just going through my conversation log and getting that over so we can get that stuff uploaded and I can and get paid, So now just trying to work with one client that I'm working with, Moreno Valley, to try to get them a property. We've been going back and forth. And the problem is, and I kind of had a conversation with the spouse, with the wife yesterday. They're not talking, So the husband sends me homes that are completely out of their budget, and the wife's like, "That's not within our budget." And the two of them are not communicating well on the home purchase. And so, so I kind of talked to both of them about that, and like, this is something you guys need to, like, instead of sending me or clicking a heart before you click it, communicate with your partner that to make sure so we're not wasting each other's time,
Is there a way that, I'm assuming they have two different email addresses. I know this is going to sound maybe a little unorthodox, but maybe have them look up their own stuff so they can share with each other what they find, as opposed to kind of forcing them. It's really creating extra work for you, as opposed to now you start learning what the wife likes, you start learning what the husband likes, and kind of take that a little more, it gives you a little more berth. I'd say, look, I've been looking at what both of you kind of like, and I'm thinking these kind of fit what you both might enjoy as well. I don't know. It may not work. Just a thought, but that's good. How's everything else? I know you've been on the road for a bit.
Yeah, everything's been going good, and I'm back home for a solid 3 weeks. So I'm just trying to, start hitting the ground and getting back focused and getting back into my calls and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, can you tell them real quick, because I know there's a lot of people on the team, they don't know what you do outside of real estate.
So I assist with running the timing and scoring for a professional motorcycle racing organization. It's basically the NASCAR of motorcycle racing here in the US. And this is our season. So pretty much now I'm on the road every 2 weeks. And what I'm really trying to do, what my goal with this is, I'm trying to get in the racer pipeline. I'm trying to let everyone know at the track, in that community, what I do and how I can help them, because a lot of those racers do live out here in California, so the more I can get people to know what I do, then that'll open up that pipeline for me and, another resource to be able to utilize.
Cool, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I've been telling you all, stick to what you know. People, there's plenty of people out there that are like you that want to buy or sell houses. They're going to be attracted to you if you genuinely just what you're about. You like doing motorcycles, find people that ride motorcycles. You know what I mean? If you like, I don't know, breakdancing. I don't know if anybody likes breakdancing. I don't. But I will, I'm just saying, whatever it is you're into, there's somebody out there that's into it. So good stuff. Thanks a lot, Marcus, for hopping on today. Victoria, tell me a victory. Tell me a victory and anything got to pass for the team.
Okay, well, two things that are coming up here is one, my client has been like stalking this particular new build for like months now. We've been stalking it. He refuses to really look at any other homes. And so finally we're going to get on their priority list, and they're going to do a pre-sale. So my client's working on his pre-qualification for that. So hopefully if that happens, we'll be able to move forward with the new build. And then I've got another client who's a cash buyer where we're going to go out this weekend and then again next weekend when her partner's in town. And they should be putting an offer in shortly after that, and they want a quick escrow. And then I've got someone I sent to Brandy this week. Well, two people that Brandy's reached out to this week. One got back to her, another one I'm waiting to get back to her, but I'm staying on them. And then I picked up a couple new leads, but they're just slowly moving forward. So I'd say that's what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Awesome. Thank you much, Victoria. We appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on. And let's hit up Miss Noel. Miss Noel, what's up? You got a victory for us and anything that you got for the team, please?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I closed an escrow today and opened a new one. So 2 victories. I still haven't closed Trisha's house, but we won't speak about that. I can't.
Yeah, there goes Kim's face. Yeah, I mean, how much is that deal? And it's what, 21 days late on closing?
Yep.
So how much is it?
1.5.
1.5 mil and 20 days late. And I heard yesterday they came up with something else.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Lord.
every day is a new problem. I've renamed the underwriter the Undertaker, and yeah, I just can't. It's like it's insane. It's literally insane.
Right. Well, you know, just keep it pushing, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great things. And I appreciate you hopping on today. Well, let's roll over
Absolutely. Thanks, you
to,
guys.
yeah, let's roll to Michelle. Michelle, what's going on? What kind of victory you got for us?
Hi, everyone. I've actually got a great victory that happened yesterday. Anna, who me and Adam partnered up with me and helped me with it in the La Jolla sale. I connected with her. She's looking for a place in LA now, in the LA area. So I'm on that. And then she's got a friend down there and she's looking also in the La Jolla area. And her budget's $4 million. So doing good. Just checking with Spheres and what I could do. I love this comeback. It's great. So that's what I've got. 2 victories right there. I'm excited.
I like it. Thanks, Michelle. That's great. You know, get it in there, keep it pushing. Right on. And then let's see, we got, did we hit Stephanie yet? Stephanie, what's going on? I'm sitting here because, you know, I don't know if you guys, the screens, there's like blocks all over them. They keep shifting. So, Stephanie, what's going on? What kind of victory do you got for us today? And what do you got for the team?
Victory. So we've been going back and forth with the buyer for repairs. And so we did agree to fumigate, which they knew they would have to do, but they've been coming back with all these little things, some of which my seller agreed to, but then they wanted a credit, which the seller was fine with. We agreed on 7, but then they decided that wasn't enough. And then they came back at 10. But then I didn't think that was ethical. I mean, how are you going to agree with 7? I put the paperwork in and then you're going to wait, no, never mind, 10. So I talked to my seller and they agreed with me to meet them halfway and do 8,500. I can't talk. And the few things that we did agree upon that they already fixed. And then, which is taken about 3 days to do. So we finally did that. And then the agent hit me up today and decided to use the wrong abbreviations in her text and told me she was sending me a CR. And I'm like, hold on, you're going to cancel the whole escrow over $1,500. Like, you're joking, right? But then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. She was just canceling the investigation contingencies. That's what she meant. And so I had a mini heart attack, thinking like, I can't. So then everything's good. We got those in. We have the denim. There's a few things that they have to take care of tax wise, but otherwise we should be closing in like less than 16 days. So yeah.
Some good stuff. Thank you much for jumping on. That's great to hear. Very, very cool to hear. Let's see. So bounce around some more. Jamie, what's going on, Jamie? How you doing? Got any victories for us? All right, Jamie, she's out there living her best life out in Fallbrook, I'm sure. So she hops back on. We'll jump on there and have her go. And then, Kim, I'm going to get you last, all right? And we have 2 people visiting right now. If you see it, it says Mina P and Mina H. So let's go with Mina H. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mina Hashemiar, and first time on this call. I'm actually excited to learn more about the team, and thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thanks for being there. And Mina
I'm
P,
not muted anymore.
oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'll come right back to you, Jamie. The other Mina out there? Uh-oh, there we go.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. I'm Mina from Fallbrook, and so excited to be in this session, learn more about the team, and meet everyone.
Awesome. So for the all the ladies of Fallbrook and the KSA office out there, you know, hey, wrap your arms around her, have her come over and check out the office and say hi. So thank you both for hopping on. Jamie, what's going on? What you got for us? You got a victory? You got something for the team? Anything to pass? Oh no, we lost Jamie again.
Okay, wait, can you hear me?
Oh, there she is. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
I don't know why you did it. I didn't do it. Okay, so yeah, actually good victory this week. Just a seller that I've been working with for like 2 years. It's a long story, but he inherited this property and there was tweakers living in it. and it took over 2 years to get him evicted. They finally took him out in handcuffs this last weekend. So it's a cool little spot, like 2 blocks from the pier. It's trash now because tweakers have been in it. So his contemplation is, does he sell it the way it is, or does he renovate it a little bit and then sell it, or bulldoze it and build a fourplex? So anyway, we are going over all kinds of numbers. This is going to be time consuming, but I think it's going to be well worth it when it's done because it's a great spot. So here's hoping.
So what I would say is on that, I know you've been with us for quite a while, and I know you're absolutely capable. Would absolutely love to run those numbers with you. I know Kim would, because she
Okay,
loves
yeah.
beating out on
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I wanted to talk to her about it for sure and get her opinion because
Yeah, I mean,
you know what, at the end of the day, I mean, on one hand, it's a great property. It's an investment for him. There's no money owed on it. He could rent it out the way it is and just have steady income, you know? So it's, I
but
want to
there's
give him
more
good
tweakers and all this
information
stuff.
so he
That-
knows what he's getting into.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So let's look at all those numbers. I mean, a lot of it is coming down, finding the right contractor. Adam has a great guy right now, price per square foot in
Yep.
that area, renovation. So, you know, whether it's a lipstick on a pig, all the way up to a full blown, what's the
Yep.
difference on that on cost?
Mhm.
Looking at money in general. So, you know, do you do something like a renovate to sell with money at close of escrow? So yeah, Kim would geek out with you on that one, and
Okay.
you know, get it going. Great
Yeah.
for you. Thanks for
Yeah.
jumping on, Jamie. We appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yep.
All right.
Chris,
Yes.
regarding her seller, I have a buyer, cash buyer. He might be interested to view that before doing anything.
Awesome.
know,
Well, here's the
just-
thing.
yeah.
Jamie is right there in Fallbrook. So as far as on the Fallbrook office. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely I'll get you two in touch with each other, and who knows, it may be able to work something out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we're going to do a lender update. I think I got everybody, and then we're going to get Kim on there last. So lender update, what's going on, Brandy?
Hey guys. Well, things are going really well. I do want to make it a point to say that Victoria stayed on that lead that she said she sent over to me, and it's been a minute. Like, it's been really hard to get a hold of her, and she stayed on it for us, and she actually filled out her application, or at least started her application this morning, which is pretty big. And I hadn't even told Victoria that I was waiting for her to finish it. But so thank you for that, Victoria. Adam and I are in escrow. I don't know if I missed that part of him saying that, but we already got our condition. We went into escrow. I think it was on Monday night, and open escrow on Tuesday. And then we already have our conditional loan approval, and we have we're just basically waiting for the appraisal. My loans are going really fast, which is really exciting. So when I, from beginning to end, I mean, the efficiency that's happening, the way that we handle our pre-approvals, we make sure we're ready to go. I'm picking the right lender. We've got really great rates. So if you are, if your client is working with another lender, obviously they have the right to do that. But I do highly recommend, having them at least shop with me, because I am able to really be competitive with people, but not just on rates. Yes, on rates, but also with contingencies. So when I got into escrow, I got 3 in escrow on Monday, and 3 of them are already conditionally approved, and 2 of them we just had to wait for the appraisal for a full loan approval. So we're going to be closing those pretty fast. I'm pretty excited about that system. On the other side of things, rates are expecting to go up. They're not claiming a recession in that first quarter. And so even though it's obvious that we're in a recession, we do expect a Fed announcement next week with an increase as much as 50 bips, which is about 5% of a loan amount. So, or about 5% of what they currently are. So pricing is going to increase. Basically what that means is the cost of rates goes up, which basically means that the rates go up. So if you have anybody and you're not with me right now and they're not locked, really make sure that you're making sure, even if you're on the sell side, that those buyers are locked in on their rates, because if those lenders aren't, then you could kind of screw your deal, right? So just keep that in mind. And I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandy. That's a great point. If you all aren't doing that, especially right now with changing rates, Brandy's right. If they aren't locked in and you're getting ready to close, and then all of a sudden things start to come back and you're like, oh, by the way, we can't afford the house. You're screwed. And I might talk a little bit about that next week because I had some people yesterday. I had a good conversation talking about what's doing right by your client. And, well, they want to wait until this. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. They want to wait because they can't buy anything. Look, you're not doing right by your client if you're not leveraging where the market is right now in order to get them what they really want, which is the most money possible, getting into something. And still, we're at a point where we have leverage on the sell side specifically. We still have leverage on the sell side. We're going to lose that leverage. Okay, depends on how you look at it. But ultimately, we're going to start losing equity eventually on the total cost of the houses. It's going to slow the market, which is fine by me. We've been in an unhealthy market. I told you all this like a year or 2 years ago. I don't like unhealthy markets because eventually it has to do some form of a correction, and those corrections always hurt. They just always hurt. I like a good healthy market where you could just say, this is what we're going to get paid for however long we're going to be getting paid. So real quick, KS and KSA, what do you got for the team? Looks like she's struggling to get the unmute button. I'm going to hit the ask to unmute. That'll really, there we go.
Thank you. It wasn't letting me unmute. I don't usually do this on a phone, so I'm a little, whatever. Lots of stuff going on. Like Kris said, guys, we were a little down this week. The kids got really super sick. Me and Kris got a kind of milder version of it, but we still weren't great either. Plus we had to take care of the kids, lots of, up all nights and whatever, having to stay home, etc. So I appreciate you guys bearing with us through that. Meeting and just, throughout the week offline, there's so many good things going on. Every single one of you is hitting me up. And, for the new people, welcome, by the way. Welcome, guys. For you guys that probably don't know, I help everybody run their transactions. That's my role. And so what that means is if every single person is contacting me at some point during the week, it means that every single person has a transaction. And that's fucking awesome. Sorry, it's cool. So I love that. I love that by the end of the week, there's not a single person I have not heard about or heard from about a transaction at some point in that week. That means everybody's got something going on, and I love that. So, kudos to you guys. Congratulations to you guys. For everybody that helped, which is really all of you, that helped AvoFest come off without a hitch. So appreciated. Victoria and Noel, if you guys don't know, are really like the big kind of event planning committee, and that's going to continue. So Mina, if you're Fallbrookian, we got a lot of cool stuff planned down there as far as event wise and community outreach. I am on the 10 on my way to Stagecoach. I did make a post in the group to let you know kind of what my expectations of availability. I do expect to be available. I don't expect to be able to just put KSA down for 4 days. That's unrealistic. So please don't feel like you're bothering me. Do hit me up. We have the technology. I've got a phone. I've got a laptop. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will see you all on probably Tuesday. I'll be back Monday and see you guys all on Tuesday.
Cool. All right. So let's get it pushing, folks. We got everybody through this. And today's meeting, I thought, would be really, really important. If you haven't looked at it, I want to make sure that I really express the importance of it. So first, I'm going to start with write this down, write it down, write it down. May 4th, the 4th of May, Quattro de Mayo. We have the RE Mob event. Yeah, I said it, Quattro de Mayo, or May the 4th be with you for all the geeks out there. We have a RE Mob, real estate mob event that's going on in Old Town, Murrieta. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my Facebook page. I'll make sure I send it out to the group. This is my challenge to each one of you, because this event is going to be huge. We're going to be talking about the 1031 exchange, going to go a little bit deeper into, I'm going to talk about how we can possibly, asking questions through the person that specializes, all he does for a full-time living, and talk about how you can leverage the 1031 exchange to go out there and generate more buyers and more sellers. It really is a freaking great program. And it's sort of like what we're going to be talking about today is, this is the thing, the market's shifting. The market is shifted. Let's just get over it. Let's say it's just shifted. And it's only going to get more interesting with where the market is and where it's going. So really the question that we need to start asking ourselves is, where is the cheese, right? And it just is what it is. I don't know if you've read the book, Where's Cheese? Good one. But that's why I want you all to go to the RE Mob, the real estate mob thing on Quattro de Mayo for May, Old Town Marietta, okay? Please, I'm going to send it out. It's important that all you come. And this is the challenge. I want you to show up and bring a friend. You can bring a client. I'm telling you, a lot of you probably have clients that are potentially looking at being investors, that are cash buyers. We're looking at people that already have. I got a client that has home that wants to sell, potentially pick up some rental properties and the other, and looking at doing a 1031 exchange by like properties. Now, of course, look, this is not a political thing, and it's funny because when I start talking on certain things, different administrations through the years, I talk less about it because I don't need to. But it seems as of the last couple of years, it's getting weirder and weirder, and it's easier for me to talk about politics. This isn't politics. These are truths. They're already talking about shitting on the 1031 exchange because they want more money. It's like, oh, people are making money off of this. Yes, but look at all the money that it makes in revenue through all these other ways for the local government and the federal government, but then you're going to screw them again. So that's basically what's getting ready to happen with the 1031 exchange. If you don't know, because we need more money apparently. So there we are. Hence, we're printing money right now. Again, I'm not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. I think they're all crazy. But I just like to state facts. This is going to hurt the housing market. It is going to hurt investors. 1031 exchange is how a lot of people build wealth towards the end of their life. And now we're taking that away from them. So I want you to be aware of that as well, so we can leverage potential clients and also target people that have these properties, which we'll talk a little bit about today. So you can educate them on how to leverage 1031 exchange to purchase more like properties to make more money based off what they have while leveraging still cheap money. 5%, 6% is still cheap when it comes to loans, when you can turn around and rent a property for more. Okay, so it's free money, but that's another discussion, another topic. So the market is shifting. And honestly, I mean, it's shifted. So let's talk about traditional means. What I think you all should be looking at right now. Right now is a great time, depending on what's going to happen. Right now is a great time to really start looking at listings, start chasing the listings if you aren't chasing listings already, but not just any type of listing, because going into the future, especially depending on how the market shifts and adjusts, it's going to become, and this is why I tell people, you make more money in a down market. You have the opportunity to make more money in a down market. Start looking at a lot of these other types of homes and these cash investors and the opportunities for flipping properties, buy and holds, et cetera, as we go into because you understand, just because interest rates goes up doesn't mean that people don't have money. Doesn't mean people aren't going to buy. Doesn't mean that if there's a property available that they aren't still going to try to pick it up, especially when the market starts to dump and prices, people are losing equity within those homes. They're trying to offload them as quickly as possible. People are going to start scooping them up, knowing what's going to happen after this minor adjustment. It's going to happen. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's inevitable, right? So if we know this to be true, well, let's go ahead and leverage that. So traditional means in the past on how we go out there and try to find listings, you can do it through, you could sit out and do paid ads through Google. You can do it through Facebook paid ads. You could go door knocking. You could do yellow letters. You could do postage, which I'm sure everybody has seen. There's a couple people in our market, one of them in our office. I swear they find every real estate agent's address and sends them a postcard, never anybody else. But, whatever. There's a lot of different ways, of course, sphere of influence, things like that. What I want to focus on today is really looking at things from a little bit of a different perspective. And that's, there's a challenge with the going and chasing traditional sellers in the upcoming market and the market that we presently are. So here's the challenge right now that we're dealing with. So a seller says, I want to sell my house, but, oh, what's the but? Well, I can't buy a house. There's no houses available. Or I'm selling at the top, but I'm still buying at the top. And, I have a 3% interest rate, but now I'm going to get a 5% interest rate. Now, that's a whole different objection. I could teach that objection, how to handle that objection another time. In fact, I think that would be a great class from Brandy, to be honest with you, because I sat in one of her classes and it went deep dive into amortization and how still it could be a good time to do even cash out refinances with a higher interest rate over the amortization of the loan. But again, that's a different topic. But this is a truth. A lot of people are having a challenge with their gut reaction is, well, if I sell my house, then I still need to find a house. And I actually have to find that house that is, it's hard to come by, and it's at a higher interest rate, right? So why get into the mix? Why get into the mix with all of these other real estate agents that are trying to chase all of the same people, right? That already have that objection. True? Does that make sense? Do you want to chase people that have that objection when every other real estate agent is chasing that person? The answer should be no. The answer should be no. So I'm going to talk about other types of people. And I'll run through them real quick. Well, I'm not going to run through them real quick. I'm going to go one by one. Very first one, I want to talk about absentee owners. Absentee owners. If you don't know what an absentee owner is, and this is kind of cool, what are you doing, son? Okay, move that away from the hot crock pot. I love you. Move that away from the hot crock pot. Thank you. Okay, good. Sorry, we have children here. And apparently at 4:30, he wants ice cream. And I'm in the middle of a meeting, so he's getting ice cream next to the hot crock pot. Even though dinner's done in 30 minutes, we'll deal with it. So, dad life. So this is the thing, absentee owners. What is an absentee owner? There's a lot of different ways somebody can be an absentee owner, but basically what an absentee owner is, it's somebody that owns a home that does not physically live in that home, right? So it's not their primary residence. It could be a secondary, tertiary, it could be whatever, but they don't physically live in that house. How do people become absentee owners? Well, there could have been a death in the family. So here it is. Jamie was just talking about one of her victories. She says, well, this guy has this place free and clear. It was something that was passed down to him. It could be from a death that was passed down to a family member. It could be something that they bought a house years ago and they ended up buying another house and they just turned around and started renting that house. It could be that they could be an actual investor. They could have multi-units, so an actual traditional investor. And I've ran into a lot of people. And it's funny because we're going to talk about the challenges with absentee owners. Almost every absentee owner has the same challenge. They almost all have the same challenge. Somebody could have just gotten old. Old is a major, major thing. So somebody got old and basically they ended up in a facility. And because they're in that facility, next thing you know, they aren't living in that house, or it's no longer their primary residence, right? So they now officially are an absentee owner and the house is just sort of sitting out there. There are a ton of absentee owners, a ton of absentee owners. I would highly recommend that you look up to it. So what is an absentee owner? Who are they? I told you some of them, not all of them, but some of them, what an absentee owner could look like. And this is the big one. How do we find them? So I think first we start talking about who are they? And then after we figure out who they are, and we walk down each individual one and we know exactly what it is, person that doesn't, that's not their primary residence. How do we go and find these absentee owners? Well, there's a few different ways to do that. All right. It's funny because I was going to post this. There are, I'll tell you my secret way, because I don't know where this is going to get posted. I don't want it to get shared around. My secret way. I will pass that privately to us in our chat. That's probably the best way to find absentee owners. But I'll tell you that there's other ways. You can actually go online. There's a lot of great services that are online that will show you who is an absentee owner. You can actually go in there and type in different information. And I'll send those links to you as well. That you could say, okay, well, who owns a house in this area, roughly at this price point, as 50% to 100% free and clear, that is not a primary residence, and it'll start spitting out the data and information. Well, that's one way. You could also maybe talk to title reps. You could also jump onto the MLS. There are a ton of properties that are bought all the time that you can look up through the MLS that are owned by corporations. You'll start noticing in certain neighborhoods, 3, 4, or 5 different homes are owned by the same person, owned by an LLC. Those are always the best ones to kind of chase. And this is another person you could start looking around on. How do you find them? Lawyers. So if I already told you some of the ways that somebody becomes an absentee owner, going out and maybe making some phone calls to probate attorneys. Probate attorneys are fantastic ways of finding those probates. Trust attorneys are amazing to go out there and find those absentee owners. And you just introduce yourself. Say, this is what I specialize in. This is what I do. This is how I help people leverage what they already have in order to generate more money. You should go to the 3-1 exchange class. That's how you'll learn how to do that. And you go out there and basically pitch yourself to these lawyers and attorneys, and they will start introducing you to these absentee owners as well. So here's the challenge. Almost every absentee owner runs through the same challenge. Jamie's client just dealt with it. People are pricks. The hardest part about being a absentee or somebody that rents a house, right? So you're basically the plumber, you're the paperwork person, You know, well, this just broke. You got to send somebody out in the middle of the night because you can't leave a family out there with a broken water heater. You are responsible to all these things to somebody that lives in your house. Know you're creating cash flow, should be creating cash flow. Most people aren't. That's a different class for me to teach, right? Even though you should be creating cash flow, these people are work. So I remember, I think it was Adam and I, we met up with this guy that owned a textile business some years ago, and he had 12 homes that were basically rental properties that he had. And he was just tired of managing the rental property. So he wanted to sell all 12. He just wanted to get rid of them. Just wanted to offload them. So as you start reaching out to some of these absentee owners, what you're going to be doing is reaching out and saying, hey, you might have a problem. I might have a solution. So let's talk about that. Do they need to find a house to purchase before they sell their house? The answer is no. Are they concerned about interest rates? The answer is no. Because if they sell that house and look into a 1031 exchange and they can bypass the taxes and they're buying like properties, they're going to be able to purchase with that cash and still even leverage at 5 to 6% and still make a profit. That's a whole nother conversation. Like I said, a whole different class, but I'm going to be going deep dive and all this stuff. Now, what I'm hoping as you're taking notes, you're going to turn around and start doing your own research. I'm going to give you some quick notes right now. Great place to go and start doing research on everything I'm talking about. Bigger Pockets. Biggerpockets.com, biggerpockets.com. That's probably the best place to go and do some research on everything we're talking about right now. They also have a podcast, pretty fantastic. Anything when it comes to, you know what, just stick to that because I don't want to start blowing up this whole set with just what we're talking about here. All right, so let's go back to it. Absentee owners, what are they? There are people that do not use that property as their primary residence. And absentee owners created through multiple means. It could be through a death. It could be inheritance. It could be something that they just purchased. They moved on, bought another house, kept that same one, started renting it. It could be part of a real estate investment portfolio. It could be multi-units. There's a lot of different ways to become an absentee owner. Long story short, it is not a primary resident. How do you find them? There are different systems and tools, so you can even Google it, on how to go out there and find absentee owners. You can talk to your title reps. You can also sit there and jump on the MLS and look for it as well. But that's another means of looking at it. And this is another one. Even going out and looking at what rental properties, if I'll give you another quick one, go on Zillow. Go on Zillow and start looking at what's for rent, especially if you've seen something that's been out there, what's for rent for quite a while. You go ahead and reach out to that person. I guarantee that is an absentee owner. It's not a real estate agent. They put their house up for rent and they're probably just tired of dealing with it. You might be able to reach out to them and try to show them how they can leverage that property by selling that property, probably double their income instead of keeping that property. By selling that property, they could possibly double their income and then introducing them to Brandy on the loan side, double their income by buying multiple properties, leveraging the 1031 exchange, which is why you should get the RE mod thing on the 4th, right? And then how do you get in touch with them? So different means. So A, if you went through the lawyers, you're going to be getting introduced by somebody. B, starting to put the information out there through your sphere of influence. C, dropping it on social media, Facebook, etc. Hey, are you a homeowner? Are you looking to do this? Or do you have a house that you're renting and you're tired of being a landlord? D, yellow letters. If you don't know what a yellow letter is, go ahead and Google it. I'll teach that another time. What are we on? D, E, this is the big one. Driving for dollars. Physically going over there, we used to do this in a down market. This is what we used to do. I don't know if Adam remembers, but we would you can go drive to these houses and knock on the door. Especially, I think we did one where it was in was it La Jolla? No, it wasn't La Jolla. It was Loma Linda. No, somewhere on the beach. Anyways, just went and knocked on the door and start talking to people. Hey, you own the house, such and such. Hey, I have an investor. I may want to buy it right now in cash. Are you interested in selling? And then you sit there and start pitching your pitch on if they sold it, what they could do with it, leveraging 1031 exchange, you generate more profit, or if they just want to not have the hassle and offload it to a cash investor and be done with it. Okay, so that's another one. Driving for dollars is going to be the next thing we'll talk about. What is driving for dollars? Basically, it's jumping in your car and driving around. Hell, you could try it out in your own neighborhood. Some of you have heard me in the mornings when I drive back from the gym. I usually drive around my local neighborhoods, A, to familiarize myself with the market that I physically live in, but B, to go and look for that house. And what I mean by that house, if you haven't noticed that house in your neighborhood, it might be yours, but that house, right, is the one that you look at the roof and you're like, oh, wow, that's bad. And it has like 6 or 7 layers of just gross roof on it. That house the lawn is just completely dead. There's probably 3 cars parked out front and nobody else's house looks like that, right? So it does not meet the neighborhood expectations. I think you're starting to get where I'm going. Deferred maintenance is usually the biggest one. When you're driving through a neighborhood and you see a home that has deferred maintenance. Deferred maintenance could be that they're old or just older people. Let's help them out, right? Hey, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you downsize your house, get into something that's a little bit newer, that's going to be little to no maintenance. We're going to cash out the equity on your home, put it into this other house that's going to be easier for you to maintain, so you can live out and enjoy the rest of your life. And let me get you in touch with my lender and talk about potentially doing a HELOC, so you don't have to worry about any more payments the rest of your life, and you can cash out on this money that you just did here. That is part of Driving for Dollars. Different ways. So Driving for Dollars, finding that house. As you're doing it, this is what you're looking for. On top of that, how do I get in touch with them? Different ways I've done it in the past. You can literally just get out and knock on the door. Hey man, I was just driving by, saw this house, and this is awesome. And the thing is, the house looks like garbage, right? That's right, because that's awesome. That's what we're looking for. This house is awesome. Oh, thanks. Yeah, man, I'm a local real estate agent. I help people buy and sell homes, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. I have people right now that would die to buy this house. Are you looking to sell? Are you looking to sell? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, what's up? Well, I mean, well, you're going to renovate it, right? No, you're not. Okay, so what's up? Talk to me. What's your story? And that's when you start breaking down what they're doing and then leaning them into getting it sold one way or another, whether it's cash buyer, which again, I'm going to teach you another time. Another thing to do, if they don't answer, I just had them here and I put them somewhere. I used to put up yellow stickies, grab some Post-it notes, and you write, call me, put your number on there. Unlike going into a men's bathroom, but you're going to put it right on the door, and they're going to call you. Hey, what's going on, man? I drove by your house earlier, and I'm so glad that you called. What's your name? Karen? Great, Karen. Wow, so excited to have you jump on the phone with me. I love your house. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, well, we've done nothing to it. I could tell. Are you looking to sell? Because I have people right now. I help people buy and sell homes. I'm a local real estate agent, and I need this house right now. Are you looking to sell? I mean, do you want to sell in cash? What are you looking for? Just start the conversation. So that's another way. Another way is sit down, write down the address, or I have, there's different tools. I'll send you some of the tools. I actually have apps on my phone right now, but you use different tools that can sit there and you can either plug it into your phone so it actually goes house to house and you hit a button and it pulls up all of the data and information on the home, when it was bought, how much money, this, that, and the other, who owns it, is it absentee or not. That can pull up on your phone automatically at no cost, excuse me. Or what we used to do back in the day is just physically, you take somebody with you and you just write down that address. Then guess what? You go back, you sit down on the MLS when you're just hanging out in your PJs, eating ice cream, and on your computer, looking at house porn, and you pull up that home and say, this is the information. Okay, so it is an absentee owner. Well, I'm going to write them a letter. And it's more or less the same thing. Hey, I drove by your house on such and such Sunnyside Circle, and I love it. Are you looking to sell? If you are, give me a call and you just put your number on there. Just put your phone number on there. If you go out there and try to do that and pick up 10 homes a day, 4 or 5 days a week, you're going to start picking up some listings. You're going to start picking up some listings. So Driving for Dollars. That's the next one. Any questions on Driving for Dollars? I probably should have asked that the first time. If you have questions on Driving for Dollars or absentee owners, ask now. Ask now.
I was just going to say, I used to take a cheap for sale sign and put it in the yard. Remember that?
Yeah, okay, so the only reason I do remember it,
Can you?
the only reason I didn't bring that up, Adam, is because everybody's a licensed real estate agent. So you have to understand, on the investor side, it is the Wild West. There are no laws or regulations. There are some laws and regulations, but as a licensed real estate agent, when we used to do this, we were not licensed real estate agents. You take a for sale sign and you write your phone number on it. If they aren't getting back in touch with you, you just drop it in their yard and leave. Trust me, they'll call you. They will call you. And usually pissed off. It's like, oh man, Jack, I've been trying to get a hold of you. That's why I put the sign out there. I'm so glad you called. Man, I want to buy your house. What's going on? As a licensed real estate agent, that could probably get you in trouble. So that's the only reason I didn't put that out there, Adam. But if you're bold, and fortune favors the brave, and you're not afraid of catching a fine and making Kim catch a fine, hey, it's something we've done. So, if you really, really want that house. Cool. Any other questions on Driving for Dollars or absentee owners? All right, going once. Wow, going twice. All right, sold. Let's go ahead and move on real quick. Last one I want to talk about is lawyers. Okay, lawyers, I did mention them earlier, but I can't express enough with the changing market that we're in going into deeper. You really need to sit down and start making it a point to reach out to all of the local lawyers in your area. Just start creating conversations. Hey, what's going on, such and such? Yeah, I noticed that you're a probate attorney. I happen to help people buy and sell homes. And I run into people all the time that don't know anything about the probate process. In fact, I don't. I would love an opportunity to maybe bend your ear so you can educate me. So when people come to me with these challenges or divorce, or I mean, whatever you can think of, divorce or trusts, you know, I have people that buy homes from me all the time that don't know or would like to know more information about putting their home into a trust. And I don't have a trust attorney that I'm working with right now. And I don't know either. Can I get a moment of your time so you can maybe teach me so I can tell them what you told me and then maybe push them your way? Is that great, Jana? I'm just making up names. I was like in between Janet and Jenna. Jana, is there a way we could maybe get some of your time? You go out there, you sit down, and you don't hit them with, hey, what agent you're working with? I help sell people houses. No, go over there and be of value first. I work with all these people. I don't have anybody that I'm working with. I would like to get down. You teach me, educate me. 15, 20 minutes of your time. Thanks. As you're there, you say, hey, Jana, let's still just roll with Jana. You know, it turns out I have this thing, Fallbrook Village Talk, or, you know, I have a lot of people that follow me on Facebook, or I have the Real Estate Blitz. I would like to do an interview just on, or I knew these guys that run this thing called the RE Mob, and it's basically about real estate agents, and the other. And I bet you there's more people that would love to learn about divorces or probate or trusts, anything like that. And maybe I could interview you so I can put this out to other agents that I know that follow me. That'd be great. Let's interview you. And then you do that, and then you hit up, say, hey, Jenner. Yeah. So real quick, you know, I'm really curious. I'm going to start sending you everybody that ever comes to me that's looking to get divorced. And, you know, turns out a lot of my friends are broken, or, you know, or people keep dying around me. Maybe, you know, bad luck, or the best one, you know, so-and-so, you know, I know this one person, she shits in everybody's bed. She's going to get divorced again in the future. I had to throw that in there, a little Johnny Depp humor. So if you all don't know, she shits in beds. So yeah, I'm curious, you know, who are you who's your primary real estate agent that you're working with right now? So I'm telling you, if you start making it a point to maybe call 2 or 3 different attorneys, and trust me, there's a ton of them out there. There's a ton of them. And you start building those relationships and start inviting them some of this stuff so they can actually go and meet other people that are going to give them business. You are probably going to become their number one go-to person. Just saying. Any questions on that? Okay. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and button this up today because we are starting to run into time. I was like, that's why I'm talking so fast. I like to keep everything within an hour for our team meetings. And it's a lot. I fire hose you with a lot of information. I know a lot of you have been going and taking copious notes. Fantastic. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of deep dives, I'm going to be recording almost all of these. I'm thinking probably twice a month we'll do just this, so I can just do full-on education, re-record it, and then save it for posterity, right? Something like that. Put it onto the share drive so you guys can watch it over, and take more notes. And just because this is awesome. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and say, look, I just gave you a lot of great information. Don't let it be an excuse that you have nothing better to do with yourself. Go out and take what I just gave you and put it to work. Call me up, ask me questions. Adam is extremely well-versed in everything I talked about today. Hit up Adam, beat his lineup as well, and he should be able to help you just as much. Now, let's go ahead and close it out, as always, with save rounds for anybody on the team. If you want to pass anything to the team, Adam, anything for the team to close us out?
Just to say that was a ton of great information, and yeah, I'm going to be doing the same. Brought some things that we used to do a lot in the past and haven't been it, so feel free to reach out to me if there's anything I can do to help as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam. We appreciate it. And Stephanie, anything for the team? Save rounds.
Just, you know, Kim's not even here anymore, but I want to say thank you to you guys, all of you guys, for supporting me. I know that I hit a lot of you guys up all the time. And so I do appreciate all of you guys hitting me up and supporting me in my first few months of being an agent. So, and I had a great time on Sunday, but I just want to show everybody support and I love you guys all. That's pretty much it.
Thank you much, Stephanie. We appreciate it. Michelle, what you got for the team? Same round.
What a great meeting. This is awesome. A lot of information. Thank you so much. And I will see everyone soon.
Cool. Thank you much. Marcus, what's up, dude? Save round.
Hey, Kris, you brought something up that kind of hit home this last transaction that I did. As far as getting your interest rate locked and making sure that even if you're on the listing side, making sure that the buyer's rates are locked. We were in escrow probably, it was supposed to be a 21-day escrow. And around day 17, I get a call from the agent telling me like, hey, man, we're going to have to pull out of this deal. The lender didn't lock in their interest rates. And now that the fact that interest rates have gone up, our clients can't afford the house anymore, and he had 3 other lenders look at the loan and they were like, we can't save it. And thankfully, one of the lenders that I know was able to look at their file, compiled a bunch of stuff, mixed a bunch of stuff around, and was able to still get them closed. And we didn't have to fall out of escrow because of it, and that's just something that, this is all different with these interest rates going up, and I'd hate to see for that to happen to anyone else. So just make sure you're communicating with the listing agent or the buyer's agent to make sure that that rate is locked, before going out shopping, because it's definitely important.
Right on. Great input, Marcus. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's 100% right. So good stuff. Noel, anything save rounds for the team? None? Awesome. Thank you. Austin, save rounds for the team.
Nope. Great information. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Jamie, save rounds for the team.
Just thanks, and I'll probably be hitting you up as this transaction moves forward. To go over
Absolutely.
some stuff. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Victoria, save rounds for the team.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks for the meeting.
Awesome. Mina, save rounds. You got anything for the team?
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Lots
Absolutely.
of great information.
Good. Well, trust me, we're going to be doing this pretty often. And that's why I said I want to record it, because it's when we sit down and do the team meetings in person, I want to capture all of this so you can go over, and I want to go deeper on all this stuff. And I want to do it as we're doing this shift. Just doing it face to face, it's not going to be enough. So now you're going to be able to watch it over. I'll probably even trim out all the stuff in the front. We're just focused on the education that I'm giving. So right on. Glad you can make it. Thank you much. And hopefully we see you again in the future. And Brandy, save rounds. Nothing? Right on. Thank you for hopping on. And last one for me. I don't think I mentioned it yet, but on the 4th of May, 4 de Mayo, for those of you that don't know, there's going to be this really cool event in Old Town Marietta, all right, being hosted by the RE Mob, the real estate mob. We're just going to be straight mobbing down there, doing some great stuff on the 1031 exchange, 1031 exchange. And then after that, a little bit later, I'm going to be doing a deep dive with that guy in a webinar. So I'll make sure I pass the webinar dates. And the goal is to educate you all on how to leverage 1031 exchange to generate new business. And a lot of it is just by being educated on what it is. So that's what I got. Did you have something, Michelle?
Yeah, thanks for seeing me. So the event in Marietta, what time does that start?
I'll go ahead and post it up. So yeah, there it is. So it's going to be at 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And after that event, because we're going to be mobbing it. Right next door was it Public House, Brandy?
It's downtown pub.
Downtown pub. Yeah, so in Old Town Marietta. So we're going to go over there and have a spritzer. You can have grape juice for those of you that don't drink, right?
I'm off, so we'll see ya.
All right, cool. Thank you much, everybody. We appreciate it. Do great things. And KSA of the way. Have a good one.
KSA away. Bye, guys.
Oh my gosh, I just said all this stuff and I've been muted. I was saying, I can't believe I was muted. Yeah, so that whole thing, I'm probably not going to post all of it, but if you're seeing this, it's just because I just was lazy and I threw it all on Facebook, or not Facebook, you know what I mean, YouTube. A lot of good information. This is a typical team meeting for us, but we're usually doing it in person. 2 offices, we got one in Marietta and we switched between there and the one in San Diego. But yeah, hopefully you got something out of it. All right, appreciate y'all. Bye.